We weren't supposed to stop there. It was only a 3-hour drive to Clearwater, and if we had left on time, we would have been there before dark, laughing about something dumb and eating takeout by the water. But life has a way of rearranging small plans until they collapse on top of you. We left late, traffic was awful, and by the time the sun began to dip below the tree line, Ryan's knuckles were white on the steering wheel. The sky turned from copper to deep blue. The highway narrowed until it felt like we were driving through a tunnel of trees. The GPS had lost signal miles ago, and the only light ahead came from the occasional gas station sign flickering in the distance. I remember counting the yellow divider lines, trying not to fall asleep when Ryan sighed and said, "Let's just find somewhere to crash for the night." "There's nothing out here," I said, scrolling uselessly through my phone. "No signal. We'll find something." His tone made it sound like he was convincing himself more than me, and then we saw it. A small neon sign barely holding on against the dark, buzzing weakly through the fog. Mariner's Rest Motel. The kind of place that looks abandoned until you realize someone still keeps the lights on out of habit. The gravel lot crunched beneath the tires. Only 3 other cars were parked, all coated with a thin film of dust, as if no one had moved them in days. The building was a single L-shaped row of doors facing the lot, each one numbered with peeling gold paint. A soda machine stood near the office, humming loudly, its display light flickering like a dying candle. Inside, the front desk smelled of lemon cleaner and old coffee. A fan oscillated lazily behind the counter, doing nothing for the heat. The woman sitting there wore a sweatshirt that read, "God is my co-pilot." She didn't look up from her crossword puzzle when we walked in. "Room 7, she said after sliding a key across the counter. "Back corner. Park under the light if it's working." Her voice was flat, practiced, the sound of someone who'd said the same lines 1,000 times. Ryan muttered a quick thanks and pushed the door open. The bell above it jangled once, then died. Room 7 smelled faintly of bleach and mildew. The carpet was patterned in blue swirls meant to disguise stains. The lampshades were yellowed with age. A single photograph hung above the bed, a faded print of a sailboat on calm water, probably stolen from a waiting room somewhere. Ryan tossed his bag onto the dresser. "Not bad," he said. He always said that when things were definitely bad. It was part of how he coped, the same way he smiled through stress and cracked jokes at funerals. "Could be worse," I answered, forcing a smile of my own. He turned on the TV, cycling through channels that barely came in. I could hear static leaking from the speakers between bursts of late-night commercials. We were both pretending everything was fine, but the silence between words had weight. We'd been arguing off and on all day, nothing catastrophic. Just the slow erosion that happens when both people are too tired to listen anymore. When he finally muttered, "I'm gonna grab a shower," I didn't stop him. While the water sputtered in the bathroom, I sat on the edge of the bed, scrolling aimlessly through the gallery on my phone. Pictures from earlier that week, the two of us smiling by the pier, him with his arm around me, both of us looking like people I barely recognized. I almost deleted them out of spite, but instead I just turned off the screen and stared at the window. Outside, the marsh shimmered faintly under the moonlight. The surface of the water was smooth, mirror still, broken only by the occasional ripple.